They're the Conbini boys. They're the Conbini boys. They're the Conbini boys.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Well, it's going extra well for me, Mike. I want to share something with our listeners and especially our viewers. You know, I've taken my life back from big tech, Mike. We're all slaves to our phones, to social media.
Mm-hmm.
But I got my life under control. See this guy here, Mike? This is called a K-Safe. K-Safe, okay?
Oh, man.
Little timer on that guy right there, 29
Yep, 29
minutes.
minutes. Okay.
Only way for me to open this up over the next 29 minutes is to actually break this case. I can't take the batteries out. I can't unlock it. My phone's in here, Mike. I've been putting it in here for most of the day. I'm only putting it in here for a half hour because we're going to head out for a drive after this and I need to be able to navigate. But this is what everybody should be doing, okay? Put your phone away, everybody. Our screen time, it's out of control. I'm embarrassed, frankly speaking, to admit what my screen time is. Except for yesterday, it was less than 30 minutes. It was locked up. I read a book for 4 hours yesterday, Mike. Haven't done that in years. Okay? Because it was locked up. I'm not on Twitter. Looking at Tim Pool memes. Ridiculous crap. Dumbest stuff on the planet. It's locked up now, Mike. I got control of my life. And everybody should get control of theirs. Ksafe.com, everybody. Not a paid advertisement. Although if they did want to advertise, we do have like 250 weekly listeners. I mean, anyway, that's what's going on here.
Well, Matt, congratulations.
Thank you.
People who remember last episode, we spent a good amount of time talking about we're both getting off Twitter. And I do have to say, we both are not off Twitter. I think we both deleted the app for a certain amount of time.
After the Elon Musk acquisition, I got back on only to follow Dogecoin updates because once Elon makes Dogecoin the official currency of Twitter, I can fade into retirement.
How's the Dogecoin doing after the big announcement?
Well, it jumped about 20%.
Oh, nice.
Then it's back down to where it was before.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, these are all long-term plays, everybody. So you can't expect to get rich overnight. Although that's exactly what I'm expecting to do. Once Papa Elon makes the big announcement, you know?
Right. Because then, I can imagine. We're not talking $1. We're talking hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars.
Let's just say if it goes the way of Bitcoin, you're looking at I'll probably be more than a trillionaire. I would actually just store Jerome Powell would be like my bank teller, okay? I would have to, that's how much money I would have. Okay, I would need to call up the chair of the Federal Reserve for just like personal banking. That's how much money I would have available to me if that happens. Okay,
it'd be like one of those old how many airplanes would you have to fill with $100 bills to get Bill Gates' wealth? With you, it'd be like how many football
just have
stadiums?
B-52s flying nonstop, just dropping cargo. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, man, I'm hoping for it. I'm hoping that you hit that. You finally get to the moon there and beyond. I assume probably about a year or two. It's probably gonna hit 1,000 or so. So I'm excited.
I just want to make it clear. I invested in Dogecoin, like half naked, sitting on my couch, seeing it trending on Twitter like 2 years ago. I didn't get in when it was hot. I got in when it was, less than, I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I'm not a fool, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
I'm not putting my life savings into this cryptocurrency. I am hoping that it does turn into a sweet nest egg that I can withdraw from comfortably until I leave this earth. But yeah, we'll see what happens there.
I don't see any reason why you couldn't get at least $1 billion. I think everyone on their time on Earth deserves at least maybe 1 year where they have $1 billion.
I have those spreadsheets. I've done that calculation, and it's not impossible. Let's just put it that way. It's not impossible.
All right, Matt. Well, hey, I think might be a good time to segue into the show here this week. Matt, before we get started with our normal show, we had kind of a pretty exciting development for the Conbini boys. Matt, what am I talking about here?
Yeah, Mike, we've started up a newsletter. This will be a weekly newsletter. We're going to be featuring all the hottest new stuff coming out at the Conbini the following week. We all know hot new items hit the shelves on Tuesday. We're going to be publishing on Saturdays, so you can get yourself ready for all the hot Conbini action. There's only so much we can pack into a podcast, a YouTube. It's a quick little digest, a lot of photos, a lot of images. I suppose I should give everybody a quick preview here.
Yeah. Show us what
looks like. Yeah, let me give
what we're looking at.
Oh, I should have had this queued up. All right, here we go.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about some of these items actually on this podcast here, but featuring a lot of images here. We got the scrambled egg hamburger where they've used scrambled eggs as the hamburger buns at Family Mart. It's relish there. Really just calling out some hot new stuff coming out.
Yeah.
So, if you're a Conbini fanatic and you need to get your game plan together for the next week's hot items, you need this newsletter. It's free for now, but let me tell you something. I do intend to get my beak wet at some point, or our beaks wet.
Well, yours. I mean, this is you made
the money does go into my personal checking account,
should,
but I do say we use that money to pay for our Canva Pro subscription, so we can post dumb things on Twitter.
Yeah. No, you deserve it. You can give me. I get 5%, maybe 5% or something like that. All right, man. Well, so yeah, please check out the newsletter. It's really awesome. Really excited, and yeah, a chance for us to show off more than just our winner and loser, more like sort of a general sort of look at what you're going to be able to get at the Conbini this week. So yeah, really exciting. And where is that?
conbiniboys.substack.com.
Check it out.
Check it out. Subscribe.
Become a paid subscriber. Yeah.
Become a paid subscriber. Absolutely.
Yes. I'm going to. We should. We're both gonna. All right, Matt. Well, okay. So shifting into our sort of main story of this week, Matt, we've got a hot one this week. A really, really juicy story. Maybe I'll just give you the floor for this one too. What are we talking about this week,
Mike? There's a hot debate. Actually, not debate. There's a movement happening.
Yes. To
make Conbini toilets, designate them as public toilets. Now, this may be confusing for most because, of course, we all have used the Conbini toilet as if it were a public toilet.
Yeah.
But this would be an official government designation, and they would slap some stickers, some decals on your window, declaring it a public toilet. Now, there's some debate going on, especially amongst Conbini owners around, hey, is this a good idea or not? They're worried about things like more traffic to the toilet means more cleaning. It means more purchasing of things like toilet paper, higher water bills. And so there are questions around things like, should the government subsidize the use of these public toilets? helping to pay for supplies, utilities that come along with the higher traffic. But yeah, that's the I guess, it's trying to solve the problem. I guess there are some folks out there who are too nervous to go outside for an extended period because they may not be able to access a toilet.
Totally understand.
Absolutely.
Totally understand. It's, especially among the elderly, I totally understand why this is a big problem. So, and yeah, this is in, I'm pretty sure this was Yamato City in Kanagawa Prefecture. So, Kanagawa, right near Tokyo there. Yeah, the elderly especially have made complaints. The thing is that the cities, especially in larger cities, it's not really feasible for them to just go ahead and build a bunch of public restrooms. And so it does make sense, and it's something that we've talked about before. Is conbinis are so essential to Japanese just life and infrastructure that they're almost in many ways, they serve many functions of what would normally be government facilities, like bathrooms and mail and
well,
ATMs.
There are 4,400 comments in this article, so this is a hotly contested issue. But I thought that the top, there was a comment about if you go into the conbini to use the toilet. I think most of us buy something to say thank you to the conbini for allowing me to use your toilet. If it's then designated a public bathroom, will customers continue to feel that same obligation to the owner to purchase something? Or will they just say, oh, well, it's just a public toilet, I don't need to get anything. I think that could be an issue. I think it's important to pay some a small thank you, whatever it is, a pack of gum, some dry hard mints, maybe a fami chicky, whatever it is, to just say thank you.
Yeah, and this is actually for some of our listeners who maybe haven't been to Japan or have and just don't really know this rule. That is sort of like an unspoken rule. I think it's actually like an official rule. You let bathrooms are only for customers, but it's not very strongly enforced. And especially out where we spent most of our time at convenience stores, just out in the suburbs, out in the countryside, it's almost like a even more sort of relaxed thing where you go into the store and it's just go to the bathroom. There's no obligation, but it is sort of, it's something that you should do. You should, it's not really fair to use someone's bathroom without buying something. Yeah, for sure.
There were also some nightmare stories in this article, Mike. A conbini owner shared that, sometimes they've had somebody take a poop in the urinal. That's happened. They said somebody who lost control just wound up pooping in store on the floor. And so I can understand, if they're worried about more traffic, that doesn't just mean more frequent cleanings of the restroom, but more opportunity for, tough accidents like that to happen.
Yeah.
I feel less sympathy for the person pooping in a urinal. I can't believe it. Than I do for the person who's just blown up on the floor. That person they needed
to get in there.
Yeah, they needed to get in.
Yeah.
And so actually, they were close. They just couldn't.
They couldn't make it. Yeah.
Couldn't make it.
Getting a little bit deeper into the article as well. So it sounds like out of the 110 store or convenience stores in the city, only 9 were participating in this. And it sounds like the people that the incentive for participating in this is, I guess, more traffic. So maybe people will buy more stuff. That's questionable. But then they also get 200 rolls of toilet paper.
Oh, they do get toilet paper.
They do. It looks like they are, given some toilet paper. I don't know how, depending on the amount of people, that maybe that doesn't even really go that far.
Well, people and, some people really... There's some folks who irresponsibly use toilet paper.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be one of those people, to be honest. And my dad, when I was a young lad, he sat me down and said, he's a little extreme. Like, he's like, you got to use like one sheet of paper, then you got to fold it, then you got to fold it again. Like, I think he could like one toilet roll a year. But anyways, basically, yeah. Some people are, even adults, completely irresponsible, just kind of,
like the price
ripping
is
down
right.
on that thing.
Yeah, the big
But seriously though, this story really made me think of like, I at times have said like the Conbini should go and become almost like these like public entities, sort of like supported by the government, but I don't know how that works. This was kind of a wake-up call. Like this, maybe it isn't all, rosy shores, or is that a saying? I'm not sure, but yeah. It's a difficult problem, but convenience stores there's so many of them, and it does make perfect sense on the one hand that they would become public bathrooms, but on the other hand, they are actually just like franchise owned, shops that, people are trying to make a living and don't want like huge lines of people, just there to use the bathroom, which, to be honest, like if you went to the convenience store and there was just like huge lines like waiting at the bathroom, it would kind of ruin the experience of just like getting in there, just having fun. You got people probably in front of the magazines, in front of like the,
that's
the
an
shirts.
Interesting point, because especially if only 9 are participating amongst the several dozen Conbini in this town, do people then come to believe, if I need to use a toilet, normally they think, well, I guess I'll pop into any one of these Conbini. Maybe now their mindset switches to, I need to go to one of these 9 Conbini in order to use the toilet. So, yeah, if you start to get crowded out with people just using the bathroom, I could see that being a challenge for owners for sure. Yeah. And I don't know. I kind of like just the unspoken rule that Conbini everywhere. They all have a toilet, and we're all welcome to use it, so long as we say thank you after using it.
Yeah,
and use it responsibly.
Use it responsibly, yeah, and yeah, like you said, good options: gum, mints. I'll often, I'll just grab the Pocari Sweat. I'm sure you probably grab a canned coffee or something like that.
100%.
There's a lot of things. It's just one coin. You can even like buy it and just kind of like as on the way out, kind of boom. Like flick it. Right into the
change,
hand.
Boss.
Yep. So, yeah, man, but really interesting story. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this, and if this will take off in other places.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Mike, that takes care of the lead story for this week. It's now on to Chicky Wars, where we take a look at the hot, boneless chicken action at the Conbini each week. Mike, we got just one new product out this week, but I got to say, it is a banger.
Oh, there's no doubt.
We have, from Lawson, a new Karaagekun, Mike. This has to be known flavor number, 289 or something like that. And it is shikwasa. Shikwasa, of course, that mysterious citrus native to Okinawa. Smells delicious. Really has not a lot of juice in it, but a lot of stuff is made with shikwasa down in Okinawa. You see it everywhere. It looks like a lime.
Yeah.
But it's not a lime. It's a shikwasa. And this is it, Mike. They got sort of a citrusy, they say sappari, sawayakana, shikwasa karaagekun. So a nice little, zip to this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, I know you're a big fan of citrus plus fried chicken. You must be salivating over this guy.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I think we've seen shikwasa flavored karaagekun before. I'm sure we have. But this is the Okinawa, produced shikwasa. This is not just any old shikwasa. It's the Okinawa shikwasa. I don't know if it comes from any other place from Okinawa. But anyways, I love it. Like you said, citrus and chicken, that's, right up my alley. I know you're one of the one of the great proponents of shikwasa. It's actually the place I learned about is from you. I remember one day you were just saying shikwasa.
It's a great word. It's a great word.
It is a great word. And I have to say, Matt, we covered 7-Eleven's Okinawa Fair last week.
Big
and
miss.
this is better than everything that they put out. Just this one item. So I just like to say, quantity over quality, or quality over quantity. I mean, yeah.
100%. Yeah, this looks fantastic. But that's it for new chickie out this week, Mike. Maybe next week we'll see some more hot boneless chicken action, but that's it.
All right, Matt. Well, we're heading over to the scoreboard, and what the heck is going on, Matt? Let me hit you with these numbers right away. Family Mart, 26 items. Lawson, 24 items. 7-Eleven, 74. Mini Stop, 22. Daily Yamazaki, 5. Seiko Mart, 9. New Days, 20. What's going on here?
Big drop, Mike. Family Mart, 7-Eleven. I'm not too surprised, though, because this week is Golden Week, you just mentioned. So I think the PD teams were probably cruising into Golden Week, taking some time off, relaxing. And so no surprise on the drop in new items out at the Conbini this week.
Yep, good call. No doubt about that. And there's also, there's nothing there's no specific thing you eat or drink during Golden Week, it's just kind of everyone just kind of takes off. So yeah, I think it makes
they
sense.
all go to Karobe Dam, I learned.
Oh yes, they do.
Oh my God.
One of the great places. All right, Matt. Well, let's head over to the winners and losers this week. I'm really excited to see what your loser is. So let's get it started, Matt. What do you got?
Yeah, Mike, I got something out of 7-Eleven this week, Mike, and what we're looking at here is a curry ramen.
Oh.
Okay, curry ramen. Let me just break this down for our listeners here. Speaking of Conbini toilets, Mike, this looks like the guy who blasted all over the shopping floor. The guy who couldn't keep it in. He needed another... If he only got there 30 seconds earlier, he wouldn't have just blown out a curry ramen out of his butt cheeks. This thing looks this is a hot mess here, Mike. We got a big bowl of curry with some sliced pork, a few big chunks of carrots. Your kind of classic Japanese curry toppings.
Yeah.
It's got some thinly shaved pork. And then I guess below that are ramen noodles. I don't like this for a lot of reasons, Mike. One, I get curry udon. I like curry udon.
Yeah.
Even though it's the hottest food on the planet. You want to weld your tongue to your gums or something like this. Curry udon is excellent for that. But I don't know. Curry ramen, we already have curry udon. I don't really see this being... It's not an exciting product, and it's just like a big mess. It just looks like a big, hot, poopy mess.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. They're saying this is Niigata's top 5 ramens. This is apparently one of their things, I guess. Yeah, Matt, this is not looking great. Yeah, I guess if it was going to be ramen, I would imagine have a little bit more, ramen qualities, but this is just,
It doesn't
straight
even look
up
soupy. It looks thick.
Yeah, it looks thick, and these chunks of carrots are kind of... Yeah, I guess that makes sense, but... Oh man, look at that. The sheen on that thing. Yeah, it's not... It's gelatinous. This almost looks like a jelly or something like that. Yeah, man, terrible item here. I saw that this found its way into the newsletter, I think, as the dirty diaper item. Is that correct?
No, from the dumpster.
From the dumpster. Okay. Yes. So, yes, this definitely from the dumpster. All right, Matt. Well, I'm actually picking up something too that I think that our readers could find in the newsletter, and that's my loser this week. And Matt, for me, unfortunately, it had to be the Tamago sand burgers. Matt, we've talked time and again about how the Conbinis just haven't done burgers well. They can't do it for some reason, and I don't think the key is switching the roll to be an egg. Yeah, this does not look very appetizing to me. Like the burger itself almost looks the same consistency as the egg. Like
Yeah,
they
it does.
seem to be the same exact thing. Put in some cheese there. I don't know, man. I think this is one of those items where like you see it and it looks kind of cool and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I'll give that a try. And then you're just very, very disappointed because, yeah, that sweet sort of egg on the outside and then that just unfortunate burger in there. There's just nothing here that really gets me excited. I don't know. How about you?
Yeah, Mike, this is a classic case of trying to innovate before getting the basics right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's go back to school. We need some hamburger 101 for Lawson here, the Conbini in general. Before we start getting into the advanced kind of PhD level creativity here, let's just get the basics right. Also, let's talk about the stuff that's in this burger. I see mayonnaise. I see relish. I see ketchup. I see bacon. What's going on here? You can't have all those flavors don't work together, especially that relish. What is relish doing on there? So I don't know, Mike. I think you're spot on. I don't see this being very good.
Yeah.
Get the basics right. Get a bun that works. Get a patty that works. And then you can play around with some other stuff, like turning the bun into a scrambled egg. It's like McDonald's. It took them what, 50 years, Mike, before they reached the McGriddle? Injecting maple syrup into pancakes using that as the bun. Now that was a hell of an innovation.
That is one of the
top of the line.
One of the great innovations.
Yeah, Steve Jobs level innovating there. But they had like 50 years of making just a burger.
Yeah. No, perfectly said. I think you actually, summed up what I want to say exactly. Get the basics down and come back again. All right, Matt, enough with this. What do we got for your winner this week? I'm really excited to see what we've got. Hey!
We got Mini Stop here, Mike. Mini Stop, I think, is doing the best stuff when it comes to meat on a stick. And again, this week, Mike, they are out with the Zaku dog. This is an American dog or a corn dog, but what they've done here, Mike, they have dusted the fried battered coating with sugar. So you're getting a little sweet and salty while you're hammering your American dog. So I'm all about this. I think the sweet salty combo is outstanding. Simple innovation. This isn't replacing a hamburger bun with scrambled egg patties. Oh, my safe just opened. Can retrieve my iPhone if I wish. I do not wish to do that. So I think this is very exciting, Mike. Simple little tweak to the recipe, but I think it's gonna yield a big bang for the buck.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yep. Mini Stop is on a whole nother level when it comes to dogs and like you said, things on sticks. I agree. Just a subtle little mix up here. We've seen them do the American style dog. The battered dogs before, and they do them great. Just adding that sort of those chunks of salt on the outside, and then I guess maybe the crust is a little bit more zaku than normal, but in general, like a very simple modification. And I think that's where that's why Mini Stop is so good. They've probably they have such a strong foundation when it comes to this. They can see these. Oh, we're just gonna add a little bit of grained salt, and
Sugar.
But this is. It seems like such a simple little thing, and you'd be like, yeah, anybody could think that, but no, you're not seeing that those years and years of experience behind that. But when you taste it, I'm sure that you do.
It's sugar actually. It's not salt.
Oh, it's sugar.
Sugar. Yeah.
Sweet.
That's what I was saying. Sweet and salty.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, just forget everything I said. Except everything I said, except the salt, because I still feel the exact same way. So, great choice, Matt. Oh man, amazing. All right, Matt. Well, going on to my winner this week, you're probably gonna give me the rock sort of brow when you look at this thing. But let me explain what's going on here. Matt, we're at 7-Eleven, and what we're looking at is the jalapeno
Okay.
chili chicken burger.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, so what were we just saying about? Let me go back to my loser this week. All right. This is not something that you've done well yet. Look at this, just a travesty. Just way too much going on here.
The egg sandwich. You're talking
The egg
about.
sandwich. Sorry, talking about the egg sandwich. And go back here, Matt. What are we looking at? We're looking at one of the most plain buns you've ever seen in your whole life. I mean, this is just the stereotypical hamburger roll. You can probably get this in any supermarket. And then on top of that, inside that, you got a chili sauce chicken patty. And then on top of that, you got some jalapeno peppers, Matt. What you were just saying about get the basics right first and then proceed, that's what I felt when I looked at this thing. This looks like, in my hometown, Frederick, Maryland, there was a Scotty's Diner, Matt. Scotty's Diner. Scotty, he turned an old school bus into a diner that he'd drive around.
Well, you could drive
around. Well, he would drive around and park at places you could come in and eat on his bus. This is long, long before the whole, the food truck thing. This guy was years ahead of his time. And this looks exactly like one of the things you would find in there. Just, the most simple bun, some meat, maybe a sloppy Joe, maybe a burger, maybe a chicken sandwich. And you know what? It just made me feel nostalgic.
Yeah, Mike. I was a little skeptical when I first saw this chicken patty appear on screen, but I think you're right. This is really going back to basics. I'll tell you something. You have your buddy there. What was his name? Driving around that school bus? Scotty.
Scotty's bus.
Yeah. Scotty's bus. I was in Lowell, Massachusetts last week for jury duty, Mike, and took an hour lunch. And I found a nice spot called Ernie's Hot Dogs. Been open since 1920, Mike. And I gotta say, this is something that looks like it could come out of Ernie's. I was able to sit down, eat my relish and onion dog and a kraut dog with mustard while listening to Mark Levin tell me how the mainstream media is trying to take over my brain, playing on the TV there. Just a perfect environment for enjoying a nice hot dog lunch. So yeah, I think this is right up there. This could have come straight out of Ernie's. You're saying it could have come straight out of Scotty's. Getting back to basics here. Curious, they do have looks like raw jalapenos on that. The Japanese aren't known for their spicy food. I wonder if this will work or not. We'll find out.
I'm definitely going to get this one, so I'll let you know. All right, Matt. Well, that wraps up the scoreboard for this week.
Okay, Mike. Now it's on to my favorite segment. This is At the Gemba with Mike. Gemba, of course, the place where the action happens. Mike, you're in Japan, where all the action is. What do you got for us this week from the Gemba?
Well, Matt, I've got a couple things. It's kind of an interesting week at the Conbini this week for me. All right, Matt. So, yes, let me show you what I looked at this week. So, coming up first is my winner from last week, Matt. If you remember, this is the sausage, egg, and cheese muffin out of Family Mart. I had to go and get it. I was super excited. I thought maybe this was just going to be an egg McMuffin at the Conbini. And I think we both kind of knew that perhaps it wasn't going to be, but we were excited. There's a lot going on here. It's just a straight up English muffin with ham, egg and cheese, and then, as you noted, some black pepper mayonnaise also as well. I gotta say, Matt, I'm gonna have to go ahead and just give this probably like a 2.5 stars. It's not an Egg McMuffin, and the biggest problem with this thing was the muffin itself. It came in the plastic wrapping.
Crannies. I was gonna ask about. Yeah, it came in the
Exactly.
plastic wrapping. That's tough.
Came in the plastic wrapping, and then I hid it in the microwave for about a minute, and by that time everything had pretty much, as advised, so it was pretty much just exploded, and so it just didn't turn out as well as I thought. Unfortunately, this was not an Egg McMuffin.
A minute.
A minute on
I
500.
don't think I've ever put anything in the microwave for a minute.
Really?
You're getting like nuclear. Stuff starts to melt. I have a powerful microwave.
Yeah, maybe you do, because I often put things in for multiple minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, back to the egg here. I was concerned, no doubt, this was going to come in a plastic bag. So, the first step to enjoying an egg McMuffin should never be open the plastic bag.
Oh.
No. It should be, open the paper pouch, something like that. But, looks good on the screen, not so good in real life. That's why that's why we're doing the work here, Mike. All right, and then I just got one other thing here that I didn't actually buy, but I was just kind of shocked by this item, so I wanted to share. I went into 7-Eleven, Leo had been going, and we'd been getting ice cream, and ran into 7-Eleven. I was just kind of like perusing the items, and I was looking through the area that had the sort of puddings and stuff, and came across this lunker right here, Matt. This is called the Ringo no Rare Cheesecake. This is apple and cheese mousse in English. Wow.
And I don't think it's giving enough perspective here, but this is like a Costco sized big old bucket of this rare cheesecake / mousse. I don't know. They're saying this is a new item. I haven't even heard of this thing. I must have completely overlooked it when we were looking at items before. I'm interested, and this is $8.88, Matt. This is almost $10 for this bucket o' mousse here. I don't know. Like what is your take on this thing?
It is big, Mike. You got 2 regular size puddings next to it for scale. And it looks like you could easily fit both of those in there, no problem. With quite a bit of extra room. Then you got 4 yaki puddings just next to it, also looking pretty damn small next to this. I think you got the right word. Bucket of apple and cheese mousse. I gotta say though, I think it looks pretty damn good.
It does look good, doesn't it?
Apple sauce, little apple jelly on top of that thing, and then I bet you dive into that. I'll tell you what, Mike, we all know I've been indulging in the old cannabis recently, and did pick up a nice new strain called Wedding Crasher. And I gotta say, I wouldn't mind hitting some Wedding Crasher and then just devouring this apple and cheese mousse, minus the cream. That would do a number on me. I wind up like that curry ramen we were taking a look at a few minutes ago. But no, this looks good. I think it looks nice. Good for a party.
Yeah. Good for a party, or just if you're just feeling really, really hungry.
Yeah. You lost your job, something like that. You need to recover. Psychological. Anyway.
Okay.
All right, that wraps up this week's episode. Wow, number 86, I think. And I'd like to thank everybody for listening, and a special thanks to everybody who's bought a chickie for us. Carrie G. St. Michelle, MH Bongo, 3 more chickies this week. Wow, so appreciate that. Professor H, Matt D, Antonio Wade, Crew Japan, Devon Pine, Bobby Judo, Anonymous and Anonymous. Thanks to you for buying us a chickie and supporting the podcast. If you want to buy us a chickie, head over to buymeacoffee.com/conbiniboys. You can please also rate, share the podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can see all the hot Conbini action. Also, check us out on Twitter. And then please check out our new newsletter, conbiniboys.substack.com. We're going to be posting all the hot new Conbini action coming out the following week, so you can get your game plan ready on the weekend, so you're ready to enjoy the Conbini to its maximum potential. So check that out. All right, Mike, I guess I'll see you at the Conbini.
See you at the Conbini, Matt.